Hey guys, Mike from Nerd Problems Gaming here, and welcome to Nerd Problems Gaming, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out here. In today's video, I'll be doing a review of Doom Eternal, so let's get into it. So Doom is one of those games that I definitely grew up on, playing Doom 1 and 2 and 3 way back in the day on the computer. So when Doom 2016 came out, I was super excited, and playing through that game, basically the storyline, you follow Doom Guy who's on Mars in this Mars base, and basically they're using Martian portals to hell as an energy source. So kind of a weird storyline, but really the people running the base become like cultists of sort, and they really try and just summon hell to Mars. And so that's really where the first game takes place, and you're playing as Doom Guy trying to stop them. Now flash forward to this game is more of a sequel to that, and now the Hellspawn have made their way to Earth, and they're trying to really destroy the planet and again make hell on Earth a reality and just having hell take over. And so you again are playing as Doom Guy to really defeat them, kill the different hell priests, and prevent them from turning Earth into a living hell. And so that's really the storyline of the games, but very similar to the 2016 game. This game is really intense. Obviously this game is very violent and there's a lot of goriness to this game as well, but that's half the fun of it if you're playing Doom as a game, right? And so this game is a whole new experience, and it's just really more of the first game but to another level. So one thing I'll definitely point out is this game is really hard, and I definitely recommend though playing it as the hardest possible setting that you can play on without going crazy, right? There's really peaks in difficulty, I would say, with this game as you're playing. So you might be able to go along on a very hard difficulty, and then all of a sudden you hit a point that you can't really get past, right? There were points in the games where I died 50, 60 times in a row just not being able to get past it, and I ended up just having to turn the difficulty down just to be able to get past it. But again, as you play, you actually upgrade your character, so you're getting weapon power-ups, you're getting health power-ups, armor power-ups, all these different things that make your character stronger. And so I think if you maybe play through on a medium difficulty setting, maybe even hard as far as you can, and then turn it down a little bit to get past those crazy parts, and maybe turn it back up again, or go back through the levels if you want an extra challenge to play it on the harder levels, I think that makes sense. Because again, as you power up your character, obviously going back through the different areas with new guns, powered up weapons and armor, it's going to be a lot easier and a lot more feasible. But at the same time, why I really recommend playing it on the hardest setting you can, at least to stand it without going crazy, is just that the intensity is just that much more available at that point, right? Demons are coming after you from all angles, you're ripping them in half with your glory kills, and so it's just definitely a lot of fun to have it on that intense difficulty level. So just like the 2016 game, there's all kinds of secrets that you can find in each level. They actually show up on the map as you're playing through, and you kind of have to work your way through these different puzzles to be able to unlock the secrets in these stages. So for the most part, if you see them on the map, you can figure it out if you spend some time running around in the level, looking through different things. You might find a switch that you can unlock, or a hidden floor you can break through. You can really find them pretty easily in that sense. Now there is some kind of hidden Doom 8-bit hidden areas as well that are kind of taken from the original games, but I'm not exactly sure what those do at this point. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have figured out what those secrets do, but that's kind of cool to be able to find those as well. Again, relating to the original Doom games, one thing that's pretty fun is that they bring in a lot of the monsters from the original Doom games, and there were new ones in this version, Doom Eternal, that weren't in the 2016 version that came out. So that's kind of cool to see things like the soldiers that were there from Doom 2 and seeing them in, this 3D, more advanced graphic mode. Similar to the 2016 version, right? There's going to be these Slayer and challenge modes that you go through. So they're kind of like difficult challenges where you have to kill so many monsters in a specific time limit. And then other ones are just kind of like you go into like a dungeon and then there's just monsters everywhere and you need to kill them all to be able to get to the next area and really unlock the bonus abilities that come from that. And so those are pretty cool. They're hidden throughout the level. And then again, you need to find like a hidden key to be able to unlock that. And if you do all of them, you basically can unlock this ultimate weapon in the game as well. Another thing that's pretty cool is that they really have a lot of lore and storyline in this game. So as you're playing, you don't necessarily need to read it, but you'll pick up these little codex entries that you can read through and kind of get more of the backstory on everything that's going on, the monsters and the characters, and really find out why things are happening the way they are, which is pretty cool. Another thing that I think is neat to some extent that kind of makes the battles a little bit more intense is the dash feature. Now it's cool when you're battling and you have the ability to kind of dash and sprint forward or get over bigger gaps, but something that can kind of take away a little bit from the action is that this game has a lot more platforming to it. I'm kind of undecided on it at this point if I like that aspect or not. There are some challenging platforming aspects that kind of slow the game down a little bit as you're playing, which can be cool to some extent, but then also there's times where it can be really frustrating where you're just dying a bunch over and over trying to get through these platforms to really just progress the game. So some aspects of it I definitely like, others I wish it wasn't there, but it is what it is. Now as you're playing through the storyline, you're also going to have these intense boss fights where there are a lot harder, bigger enemies that you need to take on and challenge. Those again are incredibly difficult depending on the difficulty level you're playing on, but that's just another fun new challenge to the game, is beating these bosses. Now they're not on every stage, but they are there here and there throughout the game to play, and that was creating a really intense battle scene as I played through those. So I like that feature of the game as well. Now for me in general, I'm not really a huge first-person shooter multiplayer guy, right? I don't play those a lot. So this game does have that feature though, and so it's a cool addition. If you like that aspect of first-person shooter games, you'll be able to do that in this game as well. So you can either play as really like the Doom guy, Slayer player, or you can play as monsters as well, and you can choose kind of what monster you want to play as. And then there's kind of two teams that again go against each other, kind of survival of the fittest. So you play multiple rounds, and then each time that you play, you get new power-ups as you're going to really improve your character as you play. So again, it was a fun mode, but for me, I'm not really a huge multiplayer first-person shooter guy. I'm not super interested in those, but if you like that aspect, that is in the game as well. So I could definitely add some replay value in the game for you too. But again, I highly recommend this game. It's a ton of fun. It's super intense. It's challenging. It's addicting. It's hard to put down, right? So I highly recommend checking this game out and adding it to your nerd library. But let me know in the comments below if you like this game, if you found that you enjoy it more than the 2016 version or the original Doom versions. I know there's a ton of secrets to discover in this game as well, so let me know if there's any cool ones I should check out in extra modes. Again, thanks for tuning in, and be sure to like this video, and if you got some value, be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out here. And then also, if you'd like to help us support the channel, help us pick content and more, consider becoming a patron of ours over at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. Again, that's nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And then if you'd like to plug into our live streams and Let's Plays that we do over on Twitch from time to time, you can follow us there at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. Again, that's nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.